I mean, I know you like One Piece, but I ain't never heard somebody call Luffy's name like Sakura did during the pain arc to Naruto.
Say that again?
I said, I know you like One Piece, but I ain't never heard somebody call Luffy's name like Sakura did to Naruto during the pain arc.
That's because you haven't watched One Piece.
So send me a scene. One scene that sounds anything as emotional and as fucking heartbreaking as that.
Right now, I can send you one
No,
right
no.
now.
Like after.
Oh, okay. But are you sure you want to do that?
Yeah, one scene. Just one.
Oh,
One
okay,
scene.
I can send you many.
Just one. All I need is one.
You need them.
I'm not like.
Do they
I'm
need
not
to say
like
his
you.
name?
Yeah.
They have to say
his name.
They have to
Like
say his
you
name.
need. Like I need you. I literally need you right now. Like Sakura during the pain arc where she was like,
I hear you, but
And
do they
then
have to
he showed
say
up.
his name? Do they have to say his name in order for it to fit your prerequisites?
Sage mode. Yes. Wait, what? Like, in what context though?
Because in your context, like Naruto, Sakura called out to Naruto. Facts.
yes.
Saying his name doesn't really matter. She called out to him because she needed him to fix a situation. I can tell you, I can show you, I can show you a heartbreaking scene in which someone called out to Luffy, the whole crew, but specifically Luffy, to save her. But she didn't scream Luffy. She screamed something else. But I would say that
Oh, you
scene
mean
is
like
definitely.
somebody please help, and then Luffy shows up, kind of thing.
I guess
Like she didn't say his name specifically.
Yeah,
but she
along those
somebody.
lines. Yes.
She wanted somebody to come save her.
No, she wanted Luffy to save him. She was talking
she
to
said that.
Luffy. She was talking to. You will have to see the scene.
All right. I need my prerequisite. I need somebody. I need Luffy not there, and somebody screams his name at the top of their lungs.
To not be there? Oh, that might be harder.
Yeah, I need it to be that where Sakura knowing, because in the scene the difference is Sakura knows Naruto is nowhere near them. She doesn't know where the fuck he is,
But she knows that if he's there, she can save him, right?
She screams it in desperation, knowing that he may not even hear her, and then just magically.
But the scene I have in mind, doesn't matter. Yes, he is there, but the person who's
you know what?
yelling out to him.
Show it to me after this. Show it to me.
Okay.
I'll judge. I'll be the judge.
All right, cool.
I'll be the judge. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Otaku Octagon. We're here again. Another episode, another great week. What's going on?
I'm doing pretty good. I've been watching a lot of animes this week, but I actually have some pretty big news for the anime community.
Let me guess.
It's huge news. One Piece. One Piece
No.
has hit number 2 when it comes to the opening weekend of their animated movies. One Piece Film Red, number 2, over 2 billion on their opening weekend. Only title they couldn't beat was, of course, Mugen Train, but we all know Mugen Train is a canon adaptation of actual story that happens in the story. Yes, Zenitsu. It's the actual canon, so of course everyone's going to come see it. You have to see it to see the story, but One Piece Film Red is actually not a canon story, and yet
Really?
millions was put into just watching it, just seeing what Oda had to, because Oda actually put his hand into this movie. He didn't. It's not like a story that came out of the manga. It's not a canon story, but there's canon aspects to this story because he actually. You hear that? He put his hand on the story.
So, because, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I think most movies that are made from shows don't normally have the original creators that deal with them. Correct? Yeah,
no.
I'm pretty sure.
Especially not with One Piece.
Naruto's the same way. I know, because we're gonna get into it today. Actually, talking about some movie releases, like what we feel about them and how they're released and how we think they could get better. But like, I know Naruto. I think Land in the Hidden Snow or something like that. I know that one was not like the original creator had nothing to do with that one.
Mm-hmm.
And none of the movies in Naruto are really canon. Because you'll see one of the movies in Naruto where the Akatsuki all save Naruto. It's one of the Shippuden movies. I think it's Blood Prison. where they save Naruto's life because they want his Jinchuriki, but like the next episode after the movie comes out, if you watch it chronologically, right, the Akatsuki are literally spread all over the world, and they're not anywhere near
it has
each other.
nothing to do with the story.
So, like, you know,
But I think,
so
well, of course the Boruto movie
that's one
canon.
Yeah, that's one.
Did they ever make the last canon? I don't. Is that
Yes.
canon? Okay,
Yes,
so that
the last
actually
one.
happened then.
That one is a canon because
Okay.
that's supposed to bridge the gap between the end of Shippuden and Naruto and Hinata getting married and kind of like their whole. It's building their relationship. So once we hit Boruto, you know why they have kids, why they're married, you know, all that nonsense. So like, that's about the only one. That one and Boruto are about the only ones that are actually canon, and I think the whole Naruto fucking universe or whatever. So
That's legit. That's legit. I actually didn't know the last was canon anyway. Did the last even come out in theaters?
I think so. I'm not sure. I never saw it in theaters.
I didn't see
I
it in
only
theaters
saw-
either.
So I only saw Naruto, the Land in the Hidden Snow, or something crazy like that. It was like the first Naruto movie ever.
You saw it in theaters?
I saw the first ever Naruto movie in theaters.
Yo,
Yes, absolutely.
wow! I've
So-
never seen a Naruto title in theaters.
So funny story actually. So I just got off a football game when I was playing football in high school, and I still had my pants on. I still had I took my cleats off and put my slides on. I put my Letterman jacket on. It was a little cold outside, and I just left my football game, and they were doing a late night. I think it was one of those like midnight screening things for like anime movies, because my town that I lived in Georgia loved anime movies. Like they would play anime movies all the time. But at the time, I didn't know that. So me going to this movie, my mom was like, "Yeah, I'll take you to this movie. Is this the movie you really want to see?" And I was like, "Yeah," because she knows I watch Naruto on like Toonami on Cartoon Network. Like I used to watch this shit. I still do, right? Well, not now, but I still did at the time. And I'm like, I go to this movie, my Letterman jacket, I got a hat on, like I'm looking like a straight up jock, right? And I didn't think anybody was gonna be there. I thought maybe a few, maybe like those hardcore weebs or those hardcore anime guys, because at this time, you know, like goth kids and anime nerds were categorized in the same space. So like, and it's the same thing that it was in my school, and there weren't a lot of them. So instead of like these days where goth kids and anime kids are kind of separate now, back then they were together and there weren't a lot. So
I mean, that's how I became goth at the time. To be honest with you,
right? We all had our phases, right?
The goth phase.
Like I'd be on the football team hanging out with the goth kids in their corner of the hallway. You know what I'm saying? But I go there and I'm like, there's not going to be anybody there. I'll be fine, you know, whatever. Because I wanted to go back. I had like a Naruto headband at the time. I was going to bring like a headband. I was going to weave it out, you know, because nobody's there. But I didn't want to go all the way home and come back. Well, my mom didn't, because that's her gas money. But I end up getting to the movie theater, and I mean, there are hundreds of people at the movie theater, like hundreds. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And I'm thinking, because I don't remember what other movie came out that year, or that week or whatever, but I remember another good movie coming out, and I'm like, oh, they're probably all here to see that. But then I start seeing people in headbands, like Jonin jackets, Naruto hoodies, and it's hundreds of people. And I walk in there, and of course all these fucking weebs are staring at me like, you know, like, what the fuck is he doing here, you know, whatever. But at the same time, like, they could have at first thought I was going to another movie. But then I go and say, yeah, can I get like 2 for Naruto?
You got this big old guy, this big old black guy who walks in. Yeah, let me get 2 for Naruto.
Let me get, yeah, so it's just like, let me get 2 for the Ninja Clash and the Hidden Snow. And then I remember all of these kids literally like turning and looking at me like, what the fuck did he just say? Sir, you're in the wrong space. We're going to get you in the bathroom, kid.
Our God. Our God.
And I go in there, I'm sitting down in the movie theater. All these kids are like looking at me like, what the fuck? Like, why is... And I'm just like, fuck. Like, I felt like the outcast, and I'm the guy who's at school that plays football.
I can't
like,
imagine.
Popular.
See this big guy sitting in this little seat where everybody's staring at him like... We've been infiltrated. They know where we stay.
But it was a pretty funny.
Where was that?
It was in Georgia. It was in Snellville, Georgia. Yeah.
Who, Georgia?
Snellville, Gwinnett County.
Gwinnett County. Okay, I'm hip to Gwinnett County. So yeah,
Gwinnett County, Snellville. You know, blah, blah.
Yeah. So essentially, it's a small town, small city, or is it like a big city in the area?
It's like 30 minutes from Atlanta, but still like
Mhm.
it's like a normal sized town, like
But
any town
but the
that's
actual theater itself was in that town.
yeah. There's 2 or 3 theaters in that town.
That is
Yeah, so
definitely
it's pretty.
crazy. So
Yeah.
something I have noticed, like looking around, the problem is with those anime movies, like not a lot of theaters actually show them. It becomes a problem because
Yeah.
the theaters don't want to make this investment for this anime movie that people may not even come to watch. Maybe
Yeah.
they'll get a return. Maybe they'll get a full return on their investment, or maybe they just come out with a full loss. Now I know, like my first anime movie was Pokemon, and like I remember, like look back, I was like, oh shoot, I remember seeing Pokemon in theater. Mewtwo Strikes Back, Pokemon 2000. Did you know that Pokemon Mewtwo Strikes Back is #1 highest grossing anime movie of all time?
It's not. I mean,
oh,
I'm
man.
not surprised. It's fucking Pokemon.
I saw it as a
I'm not
kid.
surprised.
My mother surprised me. Like you say, your mother took you to see Naruto. My mother surprised me one night. She just took us to the movie theater. I'm like, what are we watching? I guess we're like watching some weird adult movie. I'm like, I guess we're gonna watch some adult movie. Then Pokemon shows up. I'm like, yo, I have never seen Pokemon. I've seen it every day when I watch the TV, but I've never seen it in theaters. And after that, it's like anime movies just disappeared. Like I didn't hear about them until recently.
So I think the problem is they aren't realized. So I've seen a few anime movies in theaters. I've seen the Naruto one. I've seen the Cowboy Bebop. So a couple of them are like they're like re-shows. Like they've showed at first. So even like I saw the Cowboy Bebop movie, right? Cowboy Bebop movie originally came out in 2002, but they brought it back in like 2018 or 2017. I forgot which one. But I saw the Cowboy Bebop movie. I saw the Naruto movie. I saw the Dragon Ball Z movie. I saw what's the other one? What the fuck? It's that cutesy one.
Like one of the Studio Ghibli films.
Yeah, it's like a Studio Ghibli film. It's not
Castle in the Sky.
No, I forgot. It's been so
Like the
fucking long.
Delivery Express one.
It's like kind of like the fantasy anime. If
I
that
mean, there's
makes
so
sense.
many great Ghibli films. Like I know a lot of theater. Like there's a theater actually local in my area that I went to go see that One Piece Stampede when it first premiered. Like I took me and my wife. We even watched it in subtitle. I'm like, we're watching it in subtitle. She's like, I don't want to have to read it the whole time. Like it's the size of your head. It's not that hard. So we went to go see that one. But that theater that showed Stampede was the special thing is it's like one of those theaters that show like one of the whole bunch of those like throwback films, like Cable Man type films, those Studio Ghibli films. Like they actually put that investment in for those fan favorites because they know people are going to come back and watch it again and again every time. Especially during the holidays, they like to play that the Elf movie. Like they'll do the whole get up, like the whole theater. They give out like the candy and little elf hats to all the children.
I think their problem. I think the biggest problem is I can't find it, but I think the problem is they don't understand that there's a lot of fan base that they don't know about. And when I say like, so thinking back on these anime movies that I've seen, I think, and the only reason why I think it was like this is because this anime came out like in the time or realm of our time. But the Cowboy Bebop movie was probably the least crowd that I saw. Because not too many people are hip to Cowboy Bebop. Right?
Oh, I know about the show, but I never heard of the movie. In theater.
Most hardcore people, excuse me, are like that know anime. They know what Cowboy Bebop is, but they're not like it's not like a fan favorite. You know,
it's a classic though. You have to watch it.
For me, Cowboy Bebop is literally my favorite anime. Spirited Away. It's Spirited Away, by the way.
I love that one.
Like, not too many people knew about it, and at the time when it came out, this was another reshow, right? Like it came out in like 2003 and then reshowed in 2018. There were still plenty of people there, but imagine going to like a matinee, right? Where there's not too many people there, but like it's still good enough, right? And that's pretty much how it was. And the only reason why I think it was that is because not too many people are hip to Cowboy Bebop. However, a lot of anime guys and anime girls, you know, we're not here to judge, are hip to Studio Ghibli. So they know a lot about Studio Ghibli. So I would even Spirited Away when I went to go see that one, only because like I wanted to step outside my comfort zone because that one came out in 2019. I actually saw that since I've been here in South Carolina. I wanted to step outside my normal realm of anime, right?
Yeah.
And go see this. Like that shit was packed. Like that shit was.
It's an amazing movie, of course. It's
and
packed every time.
It was a pretty good. It was a pretty good movie. But I'm just saying, like, the problem with there being like a return on investment is they don't understand. Like, you will blow these theaters away with movies like the Dragon Ball Super movie Broly. Like that shit was fucking packed too.
Yeah,
like,
I heard a lot about that one when it was about to
like,
premiere in the U.S.
Oh yeah, and the biggest issue is a lot of these companies, like, they're only premiering these movies over in Japan. Like they're only showing it in Japan first, and they're not releasing it worldwide. Now, and you and me both probably understand that, like, they have licensing issues. A lot of these theaters probably don't want to promote it because I know on the business side of movie theaters, right? The people who run the board of directors for those specific movie theaters, they have a tally of what kind of genre of movies are watched the most in that town, right? But I don't really think they're looking at it that hard, because the majority of movies that came out around my town in Gwinnett County were like action movies, like big action movies. That's mostly what came out in the town. And there was another theater down by the mall that was all like, it was a lot of romantic movies for some reason, because I guess they did that whole, like, you know,
like, what do people in the area like to watch?
What are people in the area watching the most so we can get our money the most, right? But in the one with the action the most, they didn't play a lot of like anime movies. But whenever one would come out, it would be fucking packed. And I'm like, this is 2 years in a row you guys have played an anime movie, and you still don't have more anime movies, and there's anime movies coming out. Like,
solid.
You know,
well, here's my question to you: of those anime movies that you did watch, how many of those were premiere day? It came out in Japan and it's coming out in America on day one.
Oh, one.
Oh, which one?
Dragon Ball Super movie.
Dragon Ball Super movie was lit, and I remember hearing so much about that. I watched it on another platform, but it was lit.
I'm pretty sure that one dropped on
the same day.
On the same day in Japan that it did in the United States. I'm pretty sure.
And that's crazy because it's so rare for that to happen. Like, for example, bring us back to that One Piece movie, Film Red. Did you know it dropped Saturday? It's Monday right now. It dropped on Saturday. And it only dropped, and it didn't just only drop in Japan. If it only just dropped in Japan, I'd be like, okay, fine. The rest of the world will get it when Japan allows us to have it. Fine. It dropped in France too. Bro, so, look at me. France. It dropped in France. They got it before us. Like, I'm like, why did they get to get it?
So, Funimation Studios plays films in Japan in movie theaters, and 20th Century, or not 20th Century, the 20th Century Fox plays those anime movies from over there here, and they both aired on, I think it was January 6, 2019 or something like that. So they did drop at the same time. But that's about the only one. The other ones, so the Naruto one, I'm not too sure, only because, like, that's not when I was getting into anime, but I wasn't big in the anime. All I cared about was Naruto. I didn't care about anything else, right?
Yeah, I went to a state like that.
Yeah, so, like, I didn't give a fuck about any other kind of anime. I know for Jujutsu Kaisen 0, we had to wait so fucking long to see that fucking movie. For the Mugen Train, we had to wait so fucking long to see that fucking movie.
And then it came out with the TV show at the same time as they released a movie here in the U.S. I remember that.
And it doesn't make sense because I don't want to be not biased, but I don't want to be that typical American that says, you know, majority of your fan base is here. I don't want to say that, but, like, we're a good chunk of it. Like, Japan is small compared to the United States. Now, yes, there's a lot of people there and there's a lot of people here too, but, like, we're a good chunk of the fan base of anime. Like, the most anime culture coming out of the world right now is Japanese and American.
Exactly.
Like, those are the two biggest places. So if you're going to premiere anywhere at the same time, it probably should be America and Japan and then everywhere else later. And I'm not trying to be, like, stupid, because, like, we get movies here and then we'll premiere them somewhere else down the road later. Because, you know, whatever. But I think it's kind of like that hypocrisy of Hollywood where they'll premiere a movie in, like, France that only rich people can go see first, and then they'll premiere it, like, a month later to all of us fucking plebeians.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
There's certain copies. Like, there was a movie recently that got tanked. Like, the Batwoman or the Batgirl movie, it got tanked, and they said that oh, it's gonna be a movie that never hits theaters, but they're gonna show it in some Hollywood rich party one
Yeah.
day. I'm like, hold up, wait a minute. You saying somebody else is gonna see it, but I'm never going to see it? How is that
They're gonna
fair
show
at
it-
all?
We're gonna show it in some Bangladeshi fucking $1 billion like dress up party, and they're gonna premiere it to the people who played in the movie and to the other people who can afford to fly over there. And it's just, and I feel like that's the same. It's kind of like the same concept when you air shit in only Japan. I get it; it's your movie. You created, like the person who lives there is the person that created the fucking movie, or the person. I get that, but we should be on top of this shit because anime in the community right now, which I mean, not really go on a tangent, but I want to say something here in a second. But like anime as a genre is becoming very big. Like a lot of people are getting into anime nowadays. Anime is definitely in these days. Back in the day, it wasn't. And to go on that tangent I was talking about, I'm kind of upset that anime is popular. I mean, I feel like people talking about gatekeeping, and I would absolutely want to gatekeep anime. And the reason why is because like it's becoming so much of a trend to where like people are exploiting it, or like even like females doing like sexy stuff and trying to exploit it when they don't probably even know that much about it. And people were getting shit on. We were getting shit on in high school for knowing stuff like this and loving anime. And now that TikTok's a thing, oh, anime is now popular and shit. Like I don't know. I 100% want to gatekeep the anime community because like y'all weren't here during when we was in the trenches. Y'all weren't here.
When we were in the trenches, Naruto running down the hallway while still
trenches.
stone cold stunning motherfuckers. Where
Yeah.
were you? No,
Yeah, they were
but
making
I do
fun
have
of
a
us.
counter argument to that. I do have a counter argument. So yeah, I do hear that we like the gatekeep people like, oh yeah, I have my anime shirt. This is my Naruto shirt when it's really Jujutsu Kaisen type shit. But as we do know, as the community becomes more saturated with the anime fans and America becomes more anime friendly, then we get more movies that are actually shown and more advertised in America. And as we go to more stores to look for our figurines, our different light novels, we see more and more of it because those sections are now becoming a wall, a whole shelf, a whole side of the store type shit.
You ever heard of phrase the squeaky wheel gets the grease?
Yeah, of course.
So the more, and to counter that full counter. To counter that counter, the more we become popular, the more we will get censored. The more we become popular, the more we will get censored. To where the FDA and like, or the not FDA, FFA, whatever the people who run like TV shows and channels and like guidances and stuff will start to catch on to things. I mean, fuck. An example is what's it called? High School DxD season 4. I mean, like
They were
I
doing
think-
so well. How did they just?
the FFA. That's what it was. I think the more something becomes popular, the more eyes are on it, the more attention it gets. Which is a good. I mean, and we can argue all day, right? It's a good and a bad thing. Because the good thing, because we will get more content, we'll get more figures, we'll get more this, more that, but we'll also get less because I think it'll start being more censored. They'll start really diving, because you know me and you both watch animes, and there'll be something real sus in one of the animes or something that probably wouldn't fly in like certain circles, right?
Excuse me, sir.
Like, what do you mean? Excuse
What did he say?
Right, exactly. What do you mean by it? You know, like they'll say things in there, and these people that love to censor our society will go to those animes and they'll start scrutinizing them, then they'll start banning them, and then I think there's a big rabbit hole that this can go down to. That's why I would love to gatekeep the community, but at the same time, like you were saying, I would love for these movies that would come out, like Demon Slayer. I feel like there was a poll that I looked at online a couple weeks ago. The reason why Mugen Train was one of the top #1 movies watched around the world, the majority of the people that voted were in the U.S. The majority of the people.
Yeah.
And I was like, so why did you drop this shit in Japan first?
I mean,
Like-
because it's Japanese title. I
And
understand
I get that, but
Drop
then
it out
that-
here
then
too.
That makes people, and when you do that though, it makes people sail the high seas on the internet. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying? And then you got to go watch them in a interesting way.
Imagine,
And then-
imagine if it would have just dropped in theaters there and here at the same time, not on the high seas where people were, and you had to actually pay to see it. You had to go see it. They would have made more money.
More money. Exactly.
It's like, aren't you chasing the bag? Like, if you know that you're going to make money in this market,
Exactly.
no matter how you feel, no matter if you want to, I want to keep it here, I want to just show it here first, and then let the rest of the world get it. Fine, but you chase the bag still. If you know you're losing money by holding out on it, then okay, then that's all you
going to. You know what happens? People go to the releases in Japan. I know I've watched YouTubers and like different content creators, and I just know, like, for a common sense factor, that people will literally go to Japan to see it release, film the shit, and then put it places, and they'll bring it back. Like, bitch, if you're not going to show it to us now, like, we're going to see it, and then you probably potentially lost thousands upon thousands of dollars because now they're not going to watch it. Now there are some hardcore people, like, if something came out on the internet and we sailed the high seas and watched it. If it came out in theaters, I'd probably still go watch it because I'd like to see it in the big screen, you know, like stuff like that. And that's what I'm saying. A majority of the people probably won't.
I'll wait till it come out on HBO Max.
HBO Max.
It'll be on HBO Max. I'm fine. I'm waiting. I don't care.
Like, and that's if they're trying to make money, that's not a way to do it. I don't think, because the majority of I wouldn't say majority. I haven't done any studies or polls. So if anybody's listening to this and they're like, nah, actually, there's no way.
Actually,
but you know, I'm not ignorant enough to say we're a majority of their fan base, but we are a pretty fucking big chunk.
Yeah, we're good. We're a good part of it.
Big chunk.
We're a good part of it, solidly. I actually was going into the numbers, like the U.S. puts up like high numbers when it comes to anime, and of course it's going to go towards those first world countries, France, UK, but America puts up numbers. Why? Because we have a lot more people than most other countries, but we have a lot more people than those other countries. Why aren't you giving us the movies? You're not chasing the bag.
Look, anime culture is becoming massive in America. Like, everybody, it's funny, and I think we talked about this like a month ago. I went on this anime girl's like page, right? I went on her Instagram profile, right? My wife doesn't listen to this podcast, so it's okay, I can say this. But I went on her profile, kind of research, right? Air quotes. And I scrolled all the way down to her first posts on Instagram, right? And they were all like weird, like artsy, like subway hippie New York fucking things, for like 10 pictures, and like, oh, praise the Mother Earth, and like this like nonsense, you know, Subway Surfer bullshit, right?
So she's a cloud chaser.
And then fucking took one photograph later. Like, I mean, literally Subway Surfer, hippie weirdo with like the baggy pants and like the hair drooping down. The next picture, literally a week later, full cosplay, and then everything else from there was all cosplay, all sexy jutsus.
Was the next photo full cosplay, or like one photo before was like kind of something? It got more views. Shit.
It went from.
So she researched.
It went from 150 likes to her weird Subway like art liberation photo to like 5,000 likes with her like weird. I think her cosplay was what the fuck was it?
Surprised it wasn't Nezuko.
It was a Naruto.
That's usually how to get in.
I think it was Hinata.
Yeah.
It was a Hinata.
That's a throwback one.
Yeah. So, and it went from that to immediate Hinata. Color, hair change, got tattoos, Hinata. And then everything else from there was a full cosplay. Like, full cosplay. And the funny thing is, I would go through some of these, like, comment sections, and people would ask, what is this, and what is that? And, like, oh, what character is this? And, like, nobody would ever answer. But then I go to, like, ones who are legit love anime, because you can kind of tell when you go on like Instagram or TikTok, you can kind of tell the females that are like actually into anime and those who aren't. Like, there's this one girl I used to like see all the time who her animes were just funny because all she did was like hold up manga books, and you'd see like a shit ton in her background, and she would like say phrases from a show that not too many people would know, like in a Japanese accent, and she would just get views for it. That's like anime knowledge, right? But like then there are ones that are just doing the weird like you know, like weird bullshit. And
yeah, I remember that whole saga of the fucking
the little cat
all of it. I remember it.
But it's just becoming but at the same time, even though some of those people are definitely fake, it's the American anime society is just, I can't go anywhere on any of my, so which I mean, to be fair, my socials are showing me things that I like because I'm doing anime stuff. But like everywhere I look, it's anime this, anime that. I'll go to the mall downtown, or I'll go to somewhere. Somebody will be wearing an anime shirt. There'll be somebody with a shirt on, with a hat on, with a tattoo, with this, with that. Like I went out to my job working construction, building houses. There's a safety engineer that goes out there. He has a giant Uchiha sticker on the back of his Tacoma, giant Uchiha sticker, and he's a fucking cool dude, So like, I think there needs to be some changes in the future when it comes to dropping, how they drop and release shows, or at least the U.S. needs to get on track with knowing that these shows are coming to put in for those licenses faster, or these theaters should,
Yeah, when it comes to movies, when it comes to TV shows, I would say they do a lot better, of course, with simulcast. There are a lot of animes that the U.S. will never ever see, but when it comes to the most popular stuff in Japan, of course, definitely they try to put it in. They try to do the, of course, English subtitle. And there are a lot of companies both working in Japan and working here in America who looks at those Japanese titles. They sub it themselves, and then they put it on sites where people can search on Google and find it themselves. But I did want to go back to your social media point. So yeah, you're looking at the cesspool of social media, though. When it comes to social media, everyone is going to do whatever it takes to. They're going to flex what they do or don't have. Like that, for example, that girl. The girl's a perfect example. Her first 10 photos, she tried. You could obviously see she was trying to be some type of content creator or trying to bring in views and likes on her social media platform. And then after those 10 photos, she did a research and said, "Oh, looking at these other things on Instagram, this is what people are currently liking." This happened like around, I would say, 2020, during the whole pandemic. During 2020 is when people said, "Hey, I can't go anywhere, I might as well watch anime." So during that time period, a lot of social media platforms began to switch between, oh, I just want to show my breasts all the damn time, or my ass all the damn time. Now I'm just going to show my breasts and ass while wearing some type of anime drip, or while carrying my Nezuko drips of some sort. So I hate to use the social media platform cesspool as my my prime example, or what I'm putting under the telescope. But looking at the real world, like you were saying, you look around and see people wearing these sweaters, just an anime sweater. Like every store you go to these days, there's a section where you can get an anime shirt, or even when you walk down the middle of the mall, they have those center stands where the kiosks where they have anime prints on the sweaters, and people just get it because that's what's cool. That's what they see all over their social media. In some videos, you can see where they're asking them, like, "Hey, who's that on your shirt?" And like I said before, "Oh, that's Naruto," and really it's Ichigo. And they had no idea, but they saw it and they thought it was cool. They saw somebody on social media, so they thought it was cool.
And that's what I meant by gatekeeping, is the fact that, like, that's the same. It's called the 80s, or the rock band craze, or the rock band t-shirt craze. There's a guy on social media, or is it YouTube? Yeah, he's on YouTube. He walks around, finds everybody with a 80s rock band t-shirt, and he asks them to name 3 songs from that band. And nobody can fucking do it. Like, everybody will wear an AC/DC shirt, or a Guns N' Roses shirt, or, a Led Zeppelin shirt, right? And nobody can name. And I think, and that's what anime is turning into, is just like, it's turning into drip, which is fine and okay.
I'm cool with that.
But,
I love it.
I mean, you haven't been down here in a while. Well, you were down here, but like you haven't been to the Northwoods Mall down here for a minute. They've added like 3 different anime kiosks in the mall already. They have like these giant like holographic things that you got before, like the one that like you can turn. They got they have a wanted poster like this that's one of those holographics. It's as big as that. It goes from Monkey D. Dragon to like 3 other people, and it's a whole wanted poster thing. That's pretty fucking lit. But like they're adding all these kiosks because they do see that that's what's in right now. Like, anime is what's in, but it's turning into that whole 80s band t-shirt dilemma, where people don't even fucking know who they're wearing or what they're doing.
Who is that? Led Zeppelin.
What?
That doesn't say. All right, got it. All right.
Yeah, Name 3 Bon Jovi songs. Highway to Hell. What? No. Like, you know.
But like you said before, it's a good thing and it's a bad thing. Yes, maybe sometimes we should gatekeep. Like maybe not. Let's not gatekeep. Let's educate those people who are like just wearing those sweatshirts and like, who is that? Oh, that's Hinata and it's really Netsuko. Like, actually, that's Hinata from Naruto. You should probably check it out. It's actually one of the most popular. Like, there's a way of gatekeeping in a educating way so that we don't make them feel bad. And they're like, ew, fucking anime nerds are the worst. There's always gatekeeping and keeping us out and making me feel bad about what I like. So let's try not to gatekeep, because we know those type of fucking anime nerds who gatekeep and make you not even want to watch the show anymore.
Somebody was at remember when I told you we went and did kind of like, me and her went and do this little like anime haul from the mall that one day before we went to go see Thor?
Yeah.
We were in what was it? Hot Topic. We were in Hot Topic, and there was a Zenitsu. You know those little bags that our wives like to get? Those like $80 fucking bags or whatever?
Yeah, the little backpacks?
Yeah, the little backpacks. There was a Zenitsu one. It was like the yellow with like the diamonds and shit on it. And people gonna hate me if they hear this, but get canceled. I don't care. There was this fat, short white girl with like pink and purple hair and like, you know the type. And she walks in and she points at it and she goes, "Can I get that Pikachu backpack?" And I wanted to smack the fucking pink out of her hair. I turned around and I was like, "Oh, my wife likes Pikachu, right?" And I wanted to turn around and go, "Oh shit, there's a Pikachu. Let me steal that shit, right? Like, let me take it from her." And I freaking turn around and I see her pointing her little stubby ass fingers, and I'm like, "Bitch!" And then I look at
she's
her,
pointing at the Zenitsu.
And I look at her and I look at the one of the workers, and the worker's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, ma'am. That's actually Zenitsu from Demon Slayer." And she's like, "Is it?" And he was like, "Yeah, that's Zenitsu." She was like, "I swear to God, that's Pikachu." She's like,
hold on. Was it actually Zenitsu, or was it like yellow with thunder?
So the bag. So imagine the bag, like is facing you. It has the small zipper. Like the straps are not facing you. It had the middle of it was the Demon Slayer like outfit. Like it had the buttons down the middle with the white collar, kind of like the priest shit, with the belt on the bottom, and it had a kimono or a harori of the yellow with the white diamonds or the white triangles.
Yeah.
So it looked like the front of a Demon Slayer's like torso on the front of the pack. And she was
it was clearly Zenitsu.
Just
without his head.
Clearly Zenitsu. Yes, without his head and his feet and arms.
So it was like thunder all around it or something?
It wasn't thunder. It was plain. It was like
yellow.
It was like a new bag. It had, I'm telling you, it had like the buttons, the collar going down the middle with the belt, and then it had a fucking it had a harori going down the thirds, the left and right third.
No, ma'am, you can't have that. You're good.
I was gonna.
You're not allowed to have
that. I wanted to, and that's at the point when I just started realizing that I want to gatekeep our society, and I'm like, get out. Like I wanted to literally, and it was funny. She walked away, and then the one of the worker chicks or whatever like looks at me, and she just like laughs. She's just like, and I'm like, fucking nerd, don't know who's in it too. I want the Pikachu backpack.
You know what? I want Miss Pikachu Zenitsu backpack to come into anime and learn and become an actual anime fan, and then we can meet up at some anime convention, and she could show me her new Bulbasaur backpack. You know what I mean?
She looks like a Bulbasaur.
Yo, chill. I wasn't even gonna comment on that part. Yo,
it's the community thing, but I think it will get better because it's becoming popular. Whether they think it's Zenitsu or not, because they'll go see it. Because even the fake people will go do research on it or go watch the movies or shows just to know what they're talking about. Mm-hmm. Because at that point, you're becoming a fan. Whether you like
might
it
as
or
well
not.
Continue reading, continue watching.
So I think it will get better. Hopefully, they start airing some stuff more. But I don't know.
They need to accept the U.S. as an equal partner in this anime industry and give us the same privileges as they do in Japan. Give them free tickets so they can come over here and do the same stuff, because they do a lot of like signings. You know how a lot of writers in America do signings. The manga authors, they do signings. A lot of the voice actors, they do signings. They do little community events where a lot of people come out and meet them and hear them talk in their Naruto voice, or Luffy voice, or Goku voice. So Central American, I want to hear that. I don't want to hear Chidori. Like, no, sir. Bring the Japanese voice actor.
Idiot.
Yo, if I see another poster for voice actors, like, oh yes, it's gonna be Jap. No, it's not. It's not Japanese voice actors.
I will say, if I did see, I was blown away. So in the beginning of Naruto Ninja Clash in the Land of Snow, the beginning of the movie has the voice actor of Naruto, like the English voice actor, like come on the screen and talk. Thank you guys for seeing the movie. You know what they do sometimes, like. And I was so surprised when I saw the voice actor for Naruto, like the English voice actor. It's like this older, heavyset white lady.
Yeah, I've seen her. She's pretty cool. I like her.
She's cool though. And so if I did go to a convention and there were the English actors for Naruto, I would be okay.
Yeah, I'd be cool with that.
I'd be cool with that.
I don't need you to say their jutsus. You keep that to yourself. But yeah, not to Bayo. Like, you hear one of those.
Rasengan.
I don't want to hear that. Rasengan. Is she like an orange? Like she has red hair or orange hair or something like that?
It's like blonde curly. She looks like she'd be on the Golden Girls.
Yeah, like just see here. Like, ma'am, thank you.
I will say what gets my blood going is when I see that skinny Asian lady on TikTok and she's like, Koton Rase Shuriken, and she just yells that shit. That shit gets my blood going. I'm like, ooh, damn, say it again. Say it again.
Y'all, I do like to. There's a lot of TikTokers I watch who like who read like the actual Japanese lines from animes.
They have the picture with the words and the text message, and they go down and they have to like say it or whatever.
Or my favorite, say ara ara, say ara ara, ara ara. Like fuck yeah, okay, say it again. Oh man, but no, seriously, I do like watching TikToks, especially all those anime TikToks.
Well, I mean, I believe the next episode we're going to be playing playing a game. So
yeah, I'm pretty excited about that.
we're gonna test our knowledge. We're gonna test our knowledge. So for you guys next week, this is more for you audio guys. I know we've been doing a lot of visual stuff for the YouTube. So this one was definitely for you guys. But next week we're actually going to be playing a game. It's going to be test your anime knowledge. So we're pretty much going to have my wife or whomever that's not one of us create a quiz. So it could be like cutouts of an anime character, a piece of gear, a phrase. It could be whatever it is. We're going to pull it up on the screen for you guys so you can see what it is. We're going to count down from 10. We'll get a little whiteboard, write it on there, and then we'll tally up the points and see who's better.
Look here, we're working out the kinks. I'm still thinking we do like either a team battle theme, my wife and myself versus his wife and himself. But we'll see. By next week, we'll have it all worked out, and you see the amazingness of the Henderson family.
No, we're not doing that. Anyways, I appreciate you guys for listening. Tune in next week. It's going to be fun. Be sure to play along with us. Follow us on YouTube. Follow us on Anchor, Apple Podcast. We're trying to make this shit better for you guys, so I appreciate it. Peace out.
Peace. Hey, and don't you go nowhere. We about to watch these clips, and you're going to understand that Luffy goes hard, just like Naruto.
Okay.
Peace.